Recording to logbook.
Space Pirate, encrypted data decoded. We've found and decoded a transmission from a distant planet known as Earth. It appears to be a lengthy conversation between two Earthling bioforms, brothers, discussing the exploits of the infamous Samus Aran. They make a poor impression in regards to intellect, often rambling and distracting themselves from the present topic. These feeble-minded creatures laud much praise for the hunter, on account of being ill-informed of the circumstances regarding our encounters with her. Such disinformation is no doubt a source of propaganda from the Galactic Federation, manipulating citizens near and far into idolizing Samus Aran as some sort of hero figure. We've located Earth, and intel suggests it is a very primitive planet, one that could easily be invaded and enslaved by our forces. Yet the distance to said planet would require much time and resources for an adequate full-scale invasion. Our priorities lie elsewhere. Once we have conquered this star system, we'll find our way to Earth and give these levetous pundits a proper history lesson. Welcome back to Tradin Faves!
Wow.
That was concerning.
I'm sure it's nothing.
This can't be real.
Fake. there wasn't even mention of injecting us with Phazon.
Yeah, those guys are nuts about Phazon.
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, am I right?
This is supposed to be a joke, but I love how you're like, oh, this would have been more funny if you'd put this thing in there, and I'm like, dang it.
Nah, it's good. We need to start this up. We've been... Oh, boy.
Yeah, welcome everybody to Tradin Faves, the show where we play games on our own time and discuss our favorite parts. The game in question that we're talking about today is Metroid Prime Remastered.
Yay!
Woohoo!
Bringing it back.
This has been a big mission for us since the start. Longtime viewers will know that the first two episodes of the show were Metroid games.
That's right.
We are desperate to get David to experience everything in this series.
And I'm living for it.
Living the dream.
I like Metroid.
Also, I should mention there is like... Okay, it happened again. There is like horrific internet connection issues going on right now. And so like this might be a messier episode with us like talking over each other. There's like a 4-second delay between us talking. And sometimes just the internet dips and we can't hear each other.
Like parts of the conversation cut. This is either gonna be like the funniest episode or the worst episode. There is no middle ground.
I mean,
those
it could
space
be.
Pirates are coming for us.
I feel like it could be both. But all right.
It probably will be.
The first thing I wanted to bring up, since we were talking about a beautifully and, dare I say, faithfully remastered video game that very much follows the way that the original was. Our question to all the listeners at home is, what is a game you would like to see faithfully remastered like this? Like, not just, like, remastering a game, but, like, being very faithful to the style of the original. Do you have a game in mind that you want to share first?
Yeah, I had a couple. Because, like, my immediate, like, gut reaction was, like, something that was, like, older.
Yeah.
Or, like, was, like, locked on, like, a like a sprite game that's like, oh, but what if this had like beautiful 3D models? Something like Sonic Battle, right? But because you mentioned like Faithful, and like that game's gameplay can get a little redundant. So I'm like, maybe not that one.
Yeah.
But like I swear it is a ticking time bomb before we either get a Kid Icarus Uprising remaster or that Final Fantasy IX remake that they've been threatening us with.
Yeah.
For who knows how long. Cause like, those are ones that I'm like, you could leave it the same, just make it look prettier.
It's true.
You know, or even in Kid Icarus Uprising's case, just like, just leave it. Like just make it, you know, hey, instead of being on a handheld, it's now on a TV.
Yeah. Pretty much all that Kid Icarus Uprising needs to be a great game is just like twin stick shooters, maybe gyro aiming, and then it's perfect.
Yup. I mean, Switch 2's got mouse controls.
Yeah. They really could.
I'm surprised it has. Maybe they're just because Sakurai's busy with Kirby right now.
Yeah, he's come back to Kirby. We need to let him have his moment.
Let him play in his old sandbox again.
The old stomping grounds.
But that's what I was thinking of. What about you?
No, that's a good one. The other one that came to mind for me, because I thought about a lot of games where I'm like, I want to see them redo this, but like change a bunch so it's better.
Yeah.
But a game that they could do like absolutely nothing to and make it still be a great game is Bomberman 64.
Yes! Oh my goodness, yes.
That one is, like, seriously, it's great as is, but just, like, giving it, like, a visual facelift while keeping everything the same, that would be awesome.
Oh, man. Oh, I'm just thinking about how good that would look. Oh, dude.
I miss Nintendo 64 Bomberman.
Me too.
At least to me, it felt like the peak of this series.
64 and GameCube, man. That was the heyday.
Yeah. The GameCube games were great too, but I've always felt like the peak was the Nintendo 64 with the 3 games that came out there.
Yeah. One of these days we need to talk about Bomberman on the podcast.
We should. There's plenty of games to cover. We'll talk about Act Zero.
Oh my goodness. There's one, I think it was on the Super Nintendo that I've...
Yeah, there's some cool ones.
I was going to say, there's one on the Super Nintendo that I was like, oh, this one's co-op. We should maybe find a way to play that.
Yes, I agree. I was going to say maybe like a good April Fool's Day thing would be to do Act Zero. If we could get our hands on it.
Oh my goodness.
Because I'm so curious to try it. People say it's horrible, and I'm like,
bet.
I want to see if it's as low of a low for the series as Sonic 06.
I know.
But anyway, that's Bomberman. We're supposed to be talking about Metroid.
We are. I mean, they're space-faring adventurers.
Technology.
You get bombs in Metroid.
Sci-fi. They're practically the same thing.
You get the cross bomb in Dread.
You do. Okay, people in the comments, sound off. Tell me, like, what's a game that you want to see remade, but, like, faithfully remade, where, like, nothing except the graphics are changed, or, like, little glitches are patched out, but, like, the game is basically the same.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The first part of our proper discussion, as we always like to do, is talk about some of our first interactions with the game, where we first heard about it, early memories, those sorts of things.
Yeah. 'Cause I've, once again, all the way back in our very first episode, I went over my history.
Mm-hmm.
That was predominantly dominated by my rant about the space elf in the manga.
Yeah. That's right.
But, like, I wanted to just go to my, like, just a quick recap of my history with Metroid Prime. Because this game has been around in a large chunk of my life, and I've just never, like, gone through it start to finish. Because starting out, one of my best friends growing up, he had this game, and, like, he loved it. He played the crap out of it. And the thing was, because it was his, and I just go over to his house and watch him play, I saw pieces of the game, including the final boss. But, like, because I just look and he would just be somewhere else and just have a different suit and a different power, like, set. And I'm just like, oh, okay, like, I guess we're doing this now. And then, like, he beat the game while I was there. And, like, that was my first encounter with Metroid Prime, and, like, it looked cool. But, you know, I didn't have the game for years, just hadn't touched it. And then I think a friend loaned me a copy, and I couldn't get past the Chozo ruins because I'm really bad at first person shooter, like horribly bad. And specifically, like, I think it was the boss of the Chozo ruins was as far as I made it.
Mm-hmm. For context for the listeners, that's very early on in the game.
I think it's like the second or third area. Like, it was it was super early to the game that I couldn't, because again, I don't know what it is with my brain and first person games. I'm just it does not click for me. And so then when you have an enemy that is aggressively attacking you, I'm not doing too hot. And it sucks too, because I liked the game. I just, like, I couldn't play it. And then, hilariously, this is like, once again, origins of the podcast before we actually made it a thing. You attempted to show it to me. And I don't remember the reasons. Like, I think I was working. I was exhausted. And you're, like, reading Space Pirate, like, logbooks. And I'm, like, falling asleep because I'm just, like, so tired. And then I moved away, and so, like, we never finished it.
I think in that playthrough, we didn't even make it past the Chozo ruins in there either.
No, we did not get far, because, like, I was so stinking tired when we attempted to do that, and so it was like, dude, I want to experience this game, but, like, something in my life has to change. And it's funny because when we were playing through this playthrough, this is going to be so funny, this episode, in addition to how scuffed things already are.
Yeah.
Cause I was like, okay, time to, like, go back through my notes. I was pretty tired, like, on our nights when we would play. I didn't realize how tired I was until I went back and looked through my notes, and it's, like, utter nonsense. like I was like, okay, what area is this? I just have written here a stink bug filled with acid, and then we got the morph ball, and then just bees in all capitals, and like. There's, like, I was flipping through this, and there is just so much, like, tired nonsense in here. Just, like, I have written here, just like, Ridley, Samus left a power bomb in my brand new bidet.
I do not even remember
like,
that.
And I'm like, what was the conversation here?
I couldn't tell you. I don't remember us talking about that.
I know, like, there's so, I'm, like, flipping through it, like, there's one where, I guess I just wrote, like, the Chozo, I just, Becky wants a stick, Becky, let me screw attack. Like, it's so ridiculous. And then it gets, like, a little more coherent, like, later, but, like, so... This is why it's so funny that, like, we're talking about this game and all of this stuff is happening, and I'm like, okay, hang on. Where were we when this happened? Because I don't remember, because my notes are insane ramblings of a madman.
Yeah, the thing that changed was not how sleepy you were, but just your ability to deal with being sleepy while watching a game.
Yes, I can just force myself to stay awake. I know that sounds bad, but like I genuinely had a great time with this game. And I'm really glad we sat down and played it.
Yeah, that's good. We've got a lot of like the same history with Metroid, and we've covered it in other videos. Like your friend who was really into Metroid was a lot of our early exposure to the series.
Yep.
I remember like once he brought over Prime 2 and I tried the multiplayer for like a round or two. And I was like, oh, this is neat.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't play it for years. And then, like, way later down the line, I got the Prime Trilogy on Wii.
Right.
And that was, like, my way to, like, properly experience the Prime games. I am so thankful they did that. And so, because of it, I finally got to play Prime. But then they remastered the game on Switch, and I'm just like, oh, I've got to buy it again. It looks so good.
Yeah, I mean, it does.
So you want to talk about the presentation of the game now?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, the visuals of the remake. Look, this game already looked great on the GameCube.
Yeah.
Now it looks stunning. Just like, oh, it's gorgeous.
It's a contender for the best looking game on Switch, I'd say.
Yep.
Because it's not just that the game looks good, but it's also, like, with a perfectly stable frame rate and just, like, very smooth and, like, amazing effects. Mm-hmm. This is a good-looking Switch game.
Yeah. Well, especially, I went back and I looked up, like, stuff, like, comparing the two. And, like, you know, like, when you see them next to each other, it is, like, night and day, dude. It's like, oh my goodness, they gave this the most beautiful facelift.
Mm-hmm. And it's the fact that they could take, like, these modeled environments from the GameCube and, like, mostly leave them the same and just, like, update the textures and make them look super pretty. It's pure wizardry. It is technical wizardry.
Oh, yeah. Dang space wizards.
I'd say the only thing that's missing is, like, maybe, like, the lighting.
Yeah.
There's some great little, like, lighting effects in the GameCube version that just, like, the hardware's different, and so it does different stuff now. But everything else is just, like, smooth and shiny and incredible.
Yep. It's also, as far as the graphics, one of the things that just, like, I don't know, I just really like about this game, and I guess just the Prime games, is because it's first person, having your HUD, like, be just Samus's helmet.
Yes.
And, like, what she sees is really, I don't know, it's cool. And it makes sense.
There's kind of a joke of, well, I mean, it's not a joke. I think it's kind of silly when people care a lot about, like, immersion in a game and, like, no, I have to feel like I'm the character or whatever. But this is one of those games where, like, it really is immersive. The effects, when you go in, like,
it works.
Areas with, like, lots of water and there's, like, mist going over the visor, or, like, a flash happens and you see Samus's eyes reflected in the visor. Like, it's so good.
I was just about to comment on that. Every time you'd fire a missile and there would just be, like, the flash, you just see, like, the brief bit of Samus's reflection. And I'm just like, oh, please give me more of that. This is so good. It's such a nice touch.
Seriously. And there's so many other like great little details. Like you get when you can see like the X-rays of stuff, and you see Samus's the skeleton of like Samus's hand inside the arm cannon.
Yup.
It's so cool. There's so many good like visual details.
The love is in the details with this game.
Mm-hmm. And not to mention like there's like an unlockable like character model viewer. So you can just like zoom in on the models and see like all the insane detail they put on it.
Yes. Oh man, it's so good. You know what else is really good about this game?
Are you perhaps referring to the music?
The music! Oh, it's so good. Listen, the biggest thing about this game's soundtrack to me, I call it the iconic Prime like space whistle.
Yes, the whistle sound.
The whistle just gives me chills every time, and I just like wait for it every time that I listen to a song from these games, from like this game.
As far as we know, the majority of the soundtrack is composed by Kenji Yamamoto, who is a known Nintendo composer. And also, I believe, a separate person from the Kenji Yamamoto who did the Dragon Ball soundtracks that plagiarized a bunch.
Ah.
I believe they're two separate people. I could be wrong about that.
Okay.
So as far as I know, they're two different people, and this is the good one. But
okay. In my heart,
but
it's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just the perfect like sci-fi horror soundscape, in my opinion.
Yup.
It's like the music has this really like rough, mechanical, little bit like industrial sound to it. There's just like a lot of like eerie alien synths and like the choirs.
Oh, the choirs!
Like we'll talk about it with this game, but there's a lot of like balance of like nature and technology, religion and science.
Yeah.
And how like Samus is kind of like the middle ground of all these like dual themes. And I feel like the soundtrack does that pretty well too, because there's like orchestral stuff, but then there's also like techno alien stuff, and it's good.
It's very good.
I don't know. I've been going off on the soundtrack. Do you have anything like in particular?
Not real. Like a lot of my commentary on this again is gonna be pretty short. But like, you know, it's just good.
Yeah,
it's just good. I don't know how to like elaborate more than that.
It's very unique too. I don't like find a lot of games that sound the way like these Metroid games do.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any particularly strong feelings about the sound effects before I rip the mic and go off?
Go off, King.
Okay. I mean, to be fair, I didn't prepare a ton about it, but like this game's got awesome sound effects.
Mm-hmm.
Just like so many good like laser blaster sounds, explosions. And I would particularly say some of the best like creature sound effects.
Oh, yes.
Like monster screeches and roars and like the little like the fact that they took the sounds of the Metroids from like the Super Nintendo and like really like turned it into a bunch of different like noises and grunts that they make. It's really cool. I remember like early on when I was doing like game design stuff, I had downloaded like a sound pack of just monster noises, and I used them in a couple of games.
Oh, yeah. No, wait, I remember that.
It's fun. I like sound effects.
They're fun stuff.
Okay. Let's move to gameplay now. Let's talk about the gameplay a little bit.
This is kind of interesting for me because, again, I'm not a fan of first-person games just because I'm bad at them.
Right.
But, like, I don't know. It's good. Like, it's definitely having watched you play it, because, like, we knew going into this that it was like, oh, I'm not going to be the one with the controller because this game will destroy me. And there's a certain boss in this game who, oh my goodness, I don't think I could have physically done that.
I mean, okay, to be fair, I played on normal difficulty. There is an easy mode.
There is. I still don't know if I could have. We'll see.
That's fair too. And it's an end game one, so you have a lot of time to learn and practice before then. But
get better at it. I don't know. I mean, again,
I understand the trepidation.
Chozo ruins. That's all I'm gonna say. No, but like, it's good. Like, it's definitely, you know what it weirdly gives me?
What?
Is like how when Mario made the jump from 2D to 3D.
Uh-huh. Because
this technically was Metroid's jump from 2D to 3D.
Yeah.
And how, like, a lot of the original ideas were there, but just in a 3D space. And so, like, I don't know, it's interesting to see that transition.
Yeah, because Metroid, this one was... I don't think this one was going to be on the N64. Like, Retro Studios that developed the game, they weren't in business at the time. Like, they weren't a thing. So, I think, like, someone else was going to develop a Metroid game for the N64, and it just never came together. So they, like, scrapped it and moved on. So this really is, like, the debut of 3D for the Metroid series.
Yeah, and so, like, it's weird to see, like, the Metroid, the design philosophy, but, like, in a 3D space. Because there's definitely, like, still the core, like exploring and gaining power-ups, and then you can access new areas and backtrack to stuff. Like it's the same, but then, like, it's first person.
Yeah, and I feel like deciding to make it first person was a really great move on Nintendo's part.
Oh, yeah.
Because of how much, like, mature, like, first person games were, like, starting to take off in that era.
Mm-hmm.
And Nintendo was like, how do we capitalize on this, but keep it Nintendo-y?
Yeah.
And, like, Metroid was, like, the perfect series to do that with.
Absolutely. The other thing too, this is one of the reasons why this game stands out to me, is I feel like it's a little more, how do I put it, platformery.
Yeah.
Than, like, most first-person shooters. Because, like, there is combat, and it's definitely built, like, with combat in mind. But, like, most of what you're doing is just exploring. Just running and jumping around.
Yeah, it's a first-person game, but it's not as, like, high-speed as the other first-person games on the market, which there is a very, like... There's a bit, like, a shortage of first-person games when, like, for the Nintendo crowd for, like, a lot of years. So this definitely feels like Nintendo trying to teach, you know, people that aren't familiar with first-person games.
Yeah.
And so by focusing on, like, being slow, being careful, being observant, and, like, scanning things and, like, learning about the environment more than, you know, run and gun.
Uh-huh.
It was a really good play.
It was an amazing play.
But then, like, it still does kind of have its combat, and it's, like, moments where you have to be, like, quick and daring and stuff.
Yeah. Definitely some of, like, the enemy design And like how we'll talk about it later, because like enemies get aggressive in this game, and so like you still have to like react quickly and do stuff like fast, but then like I don't know. I feel like the puzzles are a bigger part of the game than the combat.
Yeah, there's lots of like puzzle solving and like the Metroid style of like the entire room sort of being a puzzle that you figure out and you use your items to apply.
Yeah.
In different situations.
It's almost kind of like Zelda-like.
Yeah, it is very similar to, like, it's even pretty comparable to what you would imagine a first-person Zelda would be.
Mm-hmm. Just a lot less melee.
Yeah. In terms of, like, the power-up progression system that is, like, pretty normal for Metroid, I like how they do it in this game. There's, like, the different beams that you get that all are, like, effective in different situations. There's, like, the visors so you can see, like, different things. And they all, like, have their pros and cons to using them.
Yep.
Just a lot of good ideas for a first-person shooter.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to say this earlier. I will say, like, the only other franchise that I've really seen go as big on, like, platforming in a first-person game is, like, the modern Doom games. I don't know if you've seen much of those.
Yeah.
They're pretty comparable to Metroid Prime, but the big difference being those games are really fast. Like, you gotta move when you play those, whereas this is much slower.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the other thing that I was thinking of in terms of gameplay that is like a big part of the gameplay loop is just like scanning things and having the logbook.
Yeah.
Because that is a big part of this game.
It's interesting because like I could see the argument that if you cut out like scanning everything, the game becomes like half as long.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't know, it was really fun like scanning everything and trying to get all of like the lore and the information, because like it's also fun what's the word I'm looking for? The different character voice that like some of the different things that you read are, because like you read like the Chozo lore and like it has all of this like ancient wisdom and prophecy, and then you've got the space pirates, and like I think we made the joke about, we're like, this is just space Indiana Jones. And just like reading all of like just the ridiculous things that the pirates would put in their log books was just,
yeah,
it was so radically different. But I like, that's something I love, especially in writing, is when characters feel distinct. Like, and I'm using the word characters here, like, because so many. I think we talked about this in our Deltarune episode.
Yeah.
About how like sometimes, how did you put it? Like you said that like Toby's characters all feel like unique characters, not just Toby's using one sock puppet to basically convey what he wants to say.
Yeah.
You know, like they feel like themselves, and they feel like they think and act differently. And so like this definitely carries some of that, where like all of the different logbooks, like you have like Samus's, I guess, her visor breaking down like enemies, and like, all right, here are the stats, here's how you combat this thing, and you know how they work, which is very like logical and straightforward, like to the point. And then you have like the Chozo with their like ancient, like, I'm trying to find the word for it.
It's a bit of like journal entries describing like their history and their experiences and like, you know, their concerns and all this stuff. It's very like, they're very philosophically minded people.
Yes. Philosophical.
And so there's a lot of like them.
That's the word I was looking at.
Yeah.
Ancient prophecies and all of that, like stuff like that. And then you got the space pirates who are just insane science bros, just like, what happens if we put Phazon in this? Well, don't do that again, but also maybe do it again in a safer environment.
The
like,
space
they're
pirates
just like constantly pushing the boundaries. Sorry, go ahead.
The space pirates are very, like, how would I say this? The ends justify the means for them. They are a race that wants to conquer, and they do not care about the consequences. But you see how much that bites them in the butt, that they don't care about the consequences.
Oh my goodness. I think there was a point where we were making jokes about, like, they should unionize. But then I'm like, well, if you did, your boss is Ridley. I don't see that ending well for you. So I guess die to Ridley or die to, like, Phazon poisoning.
Yeah, it's... Where's the HR manager? There isn't one. Go talk to the giant dragon.
I was going to say, the HR manager died. We injected him with too much Phazon.
Yeah.
He didn't survive testing.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, there's so much, like, extra story. I will personally say, like, lately, I've gotten very interested in archaeology. And so I very much love games that feel like that, like, rather than presenting stuff to you through a cutscene, you're, like, discovering the remains of something that happened on your own. You get a lot of that, especially in the Kirby series, with, like, pause for lore. Because, like, you're not going to get that stuff in cutscenes. One of the most common ones that everyone talks about, and I'm, you know, a massive shill for Elden Ring, but FromSoft games... FromSoft games are always like that, where they're very light on the amount of cutscenes they have, but, like, you can just, like, read descriptions of items and, like... read little notes and stuff that are left through the world and, like, piece together the story. And so, like, Metroid Prime scratches that itch for me. I love, like, finding out about the world after the fact.
Yeah.
Alright, that about does it for me talking about gameplay. At least, like, the general overview.
Yeah, I'll have some specifics to say, like, when we get to them.
Yeah, we'll go on to our main, like discussing, like, the story and the events of the game. With this, Metroid is another one of those games where it's kind of light on story. I'll include, like, timestamps in the description so you can skip and, like, you know, see what we're gonna play next if this is a game you're interested in trying. But again, like, it's pretty story light, and mostly we're just going to be talking about, like, locales and things that happen. So it won't necessarily completely ruin the experience of playing the game for the first time. So it's up to you whether you want to listen to this or not. But yeah, Metroid games be like that.
Yep.
Mostly we're just going to cover, like, each of the areas in the game. Not necessarily, like, factoring in all the backtracking you do in and out of each area, but just talking about, like, each of the biomes, maybe the boss fight that happens there.
Yeah. That was another thing while I was putting my notes together, because you had it just listed by area, and I was like, wait a minute, like, we get this here, but, like, we don't get this for a while. And I'm like, oh yeah, because you, like, backtrack. You come in and out of all of these areas so many times.
Yeah, they definitely have you, like, progress up to a point, and then, like, you have to go somewhere else to get an item, and then come back, and then progress farther into there.
Yeah.
Your path is weaving through all these different biomes a bunch.
Yeah, so a little bit of, like, my notes are a little kind of just like, oh yeah, isn't this, like, this area, and, like, where do we get this power up?
And we want to keep this one a bit like this episode a bit on the lighter side.
Shorter.
So I think it's fine to not like really rip apart this game and discuss everything.
Yeah.
But to talk about our first area, the tutorial section of the game, we have the frigate Orpheon. It's a good intro. It's, linear, as you'd expect a tutorial to be. And it gives you, like, a little taste of everything that's going to be in the game before, like, actually giving you everything. It's just like, hey, here's the stuff you're going to be doing as you go through the game, which is pretty cool.
Uh-huh. And again, it's one of the things that this remake excels at. It's just, this is a pretty, like, area to start the adventure in. I don't know, just, like, visually, there's so many just interesting things in this first little bit. Like, right down to just Samus, like, like, her in space with her ship behind her and stuff. Like, it's cool!
Mm-hmm. The like remix of the Super Metroid Samus theme coming in while the ship is landing.
Man, it's so good.
It's chef's kiss.
It's iconic. Oh man, there's also like, because I want to say, wasn't there like a room where like the gravity is lighter there, and so you just have like all this like debris like floating?
Yeah, you're coming into the airlock. And it's gotta, like, seal the door and everything, and so that's when everything, like, falls to the ground.
Yeah! As well as also the... Well, I would say, kind of the mystery, like, starting out, because, like, you just show up there, you don't know what happens, but then, like, oh, hey, I can scan this pirate that is lying dead, and you play, I think in my notes, I was like, let's play everyone's favorite game. How did this pirate die?
Yep.
And just like, I don't know, it was really fun because like we were just seeing little like pieces of like, we see the parasites and we're like, oh, those are kind of interesting, and then it's like, oh no, the parasite queen is the first boss.
Mm-hmm.
And just getting to read like a little bit, like. From the start, we learn how insane the space pirates are.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a straightforward area, and then again, it leads to our first boss fight, the Parasite Queen, which is, as a good first boss, pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I
don't shoot the shield, shoot the guy.
Yeah, with the Parasite Queen, again, because it feels like a game that's trying to introduce people to first-person shooters as a genre. So I think what it does best is, like, the boss doesn't move very much, which it's just in the one spot, which, like, makes it pretty easy, but it's, like, you have to specifically aim for the mouth, so it shows, like, hey, bosses have, like, specific weak points where you gotta hit them. And also, by having the ring, like, spin around it to deflect shots, it teaches you, like, you have to watch the enemy and your environment to make sure you know when there's an opening to fight back.
Yep.
It's like, that's good. And it does it all without being, like, too difficult. It has, like, a few attacks where it shoots some, like, sludge at you, maybe, like, the beam attack. But it's just, like, it's pretty easy.
Yeah. As well as, I like how this fight leads into our escape sequence.
Yeah.
It's so cool. And also, like, that shot of Meta Ridley is freaking gorgeous.
Yes. The whole, like, the place is exploding around him and he just, like, roars.
Yep.
Ridley is such a spotlight stealer in this game.
Yeah, he is.
He's like, I am 3D, I am menacing, and I will be the highlight of your adventure.
Well, but also the fact that, like, this was the first time that we'd seen Meta Ridley, and how, like, the pirates basically stitched him back together.
Yeah.
He looks so cool. Oh, it's awesome. And then we get Metroided.
The little explosion that knocks you into the elevator.
Yeah, I do like how we get the text just listing all of the things just malfunctioning, just like the various suit malfunction, like your missiles malfunctioning, your morph ball malfunction, like it just keeps going, and it's just like oh no, I lost it all. I made a boo boo.
All this cool stuff I had.
It's okay. We get cooler stuff as we adventure.
Right, it's just the teaser. It's one of the silliest ways that like Samus loses all her power-ups. But it's like, what can you do?
I'd love for an in-universe explanation, because I think you mentioned it, of like the suit powers down once the mission is done. And so that's why you have to go and recollect it every time.
Yeah.
Like, I wish they would make something that was just like a stock standard thing, so that stuff like this would stop happening.
Yeah.
Cause like in one game it's fine, and like you can look past it, but when it's every game, it starts to feel really silly.
Mm-hmm. It would be more enjoyable to not have to see something like this happen every single game. But it is what it is. It's tropey, but it's, you know.
Mm-hmm. I can let it slide because the game's pretty.
Yeah. Pretty much how it goes with all these darn Metroid games.
Yeah. I mean, like, realistically, it's not a deal breaker, because, like, I know in my head that I'm like, well, yeah, because, like, it's a video game. You know, the fact that we got to start with anything was kind of neat.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just kind of like hand wave, yeah, you need a reason to not be level 20. You're back to level 1.
Right.
You know, just for this adventure. You're going to get your stuff later, but you know, it's not the point.
And as silly as losing all the power-ups is, it is a way for the tutorial to like showcase the cool stuff that's going to be in the game.
Yeah.
Rather than just start you at level 1 with nothing and then the tutorial is boring. So that's why I don't mind it.
Like I don't know if this was ever part of a demo or something, but like it definitely would. Again, like, it's almost like a writing thing. Like, this is the hook that gets you, of like, okay, you know, this is what you can become, but you gotta play the game. You gotta explore and power up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if you had anything else to say about the frigate Orpheon.
Not really. I just think it's a solid tutorial, and the little escape sequence is very fun, and the music stressful.
I love the escape sequence. But from there, we get to the meat of the adventure. Our big sprawling maze.
Yep, we arrive on Talon 4.
Oh, Talon 4. I love it. It's cool. Like, the Talon overworld is such a cool environment. Like, I love this area, and the fact that, like, it's raining, and, you know, because it rains, like, there's so much greenery everywhere. Like, this area in particular really stands out against a lot of the other areas. Because, you know, like, you go down underground and everything, so, like, you kind of just get the sense of, like, oh, okay, this is this place. There's a lot of just, like, old ruins and, like, machinery and stuff. But, like, the fact that this is just, like, nature, I don't know, it's cool.
Yeah, it's great that they start you on, like, the most beautiful place on the planet, so you can appreciate, like, the life that's there.
Oh, yes.
And the best thing about it that just, like, sells the atmosphere of this place is the version of the original Metroid music. Like the music of exploring Zebes, but it's, like, with the choir and the strings, and it feels, like, so, like, angelic.
Yeah. Well, and I also just love how, like, because there's so many enemies that just feel like these are natural creatures that just live in this environment, and it makes sense. And, like, because it ties into, like, the bestiary, essentially. Like,
yeah.
It's really neat.
I love also, like, as you loop back into the Talon overworld from other areas, like, further into the game, how there's the second song that plays on the Talon overworld.
I freaking love that song.
Yeah, like how it's more like eerie. It uses a lot of the same instruments. So it's still got the same feel of the place, but it feels more sinister, so it's like it feels like you're uncovering like a dark secret that you're not supposed to find.
Yeah.
And that includes like you find the camp where there's like the space pirates hanging out, and then there's just like after you beat them all, there's like that chest that's like there's like phazon spilling out of it.
Oh yeah.
That area is so cool.
It's so cool. I love it. But yeah, unless you had anything else that you wanted to say.
No, that's about it. Okay. Our next area is the Chozo Ruins. And there are two things. There are two things we get here in the Chozo Ruins. Bees and lore.
Bees and lore. Honey Nut Loreos. No, literally, like, this is, for me, this was bees the area. Like, there were so many bees. Like, there literally is
the war wasps.
It's just, kill the bees with fire. Kill the bees with fire, the boss. The war wasps were insane.
Mm-hmm. Somebody at Nintendo had a traumatic experience with bees, and and they've just like every video game's got to include dangerous bees.
Dangerous. I literally in my notes I just have bees and fire. All bees must die.
It's insane.
Oh man, that's the most standout thing about this location.
Yeah. To talk about the Chozo Ruins a little bit, there's a lot more, I feel, exploring than fighting here.
Yeah.
Like there are like the mini bosses are all kind of goofy. Like there's the big like tower with the wasps that it shoots out. And there's like the hive mecha that has the flamethrower, and you got to get it to like burn the hives and stuff.
Torch the hive. That was maybe one of the most memorable mini bosses we fought in this game. The other thing I guess you could say that was in this area is like poison swamp. Did you have anything else to say about the Chozo Ruins?
Let's talk about Flagra.
Insert Game Grumps Battle Kid quote here. Just why'd it have to open up when I showed up?
Could have just nipped it in the frickin' bud.
Okay, for me, realistically, I don't know why I struggled with this one so much when I was younger. The pattern is pretty straightforward. You shoot the sun lamps, you put a bomb in the tube. It's just very redundant. You do it like 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I don't know, man. I don't know why this was so difficult for me as a kid.
If I had to take a guess, it was probably more just like getting used to handling Samus that was the difficult part for you.
Probably.
Because, like, if the issue is just the first-person control, then, like, a lot more things would be difficult than just, like, the obstacles themselves.
Uh-huh.
But, I mean, yeah, it is pretty straightforward. It's just, like, each time you hit the boss, like, you have to do, like, another one of the little, like, solar panel things. So, yeah, it's a little redundant. It's not my favorite boss in the game, but it's at least a way to use, like, the morph ball during a fight. So, like, I appreciate them for incorporating that.
Yeah.
That's about as much as I'll give to Flagra.
Yeah, same.
For me, the highlight of that fight is the reward afterwards for getting the Varia suit.
Yes! The Varia suit! And also all of the poison water going away.
Yes. Definitely.
That was a good reward.
Just like a lot more areas open up after this one. It's like, okay, the poison water's gone and I can, explore hot areas now, which the next area is, so it's very well timed.
Yup.
You want to move on to Magmoor Caverns?
Oh boy, I sure love Lethal Lava Land.
That's right. That's the game they're referencing.
Yeah. For me, like, yeah, it's lava. There's a lot of there were like noticeable segments of this area where I was like, man, I wish we had the grapple beam.
Yeah.
But like, I don't, what did we there was like the artifact skip that we did. Cause you're like, well, normally you're supposed to get this like way later, but like, we can just do this. And I was like, oh, this is neat.
Yeah, it's not that you're supposed to, like, because you really can just, like, shoot that pillar with a missile and then go there. It's just that, like, usually once you get to the point of, like, finding the artifacts, like, you would have the grapple beam by then.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, like, I appreciate that it's, like, before you even know what they are, like, that's a very easy one to find.
Yeah. It's pretty straightforward. Just like, oh, here's, like, if you just tank some damage, you could just get this shiny thing. Don't know what it does, but, like, cool.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We've been talking about Magmoor Caverns for just a little bit. Can't believe you didn't bring up. It's got Super Metroid music.
It does. It does.
It's got the Norfair song.
It does have Norfair. I guess because like Norfair wasn't my favorite song from that game.
No,
but like it does, and that was one of the things too. Like, I think it was about this point I was like, wow, this game really does have, like, a soundtrack. Because, like, I feel like the soundtrack is pretty chill, unless you're, like, in a fight.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's kind of, sometimes you just kind of, like, zone out and don't even realize that you're humming to the songs. And then, like, this one, I don't know, you hear the percussion and you're like, oh, like, this got a beat.
Yeah. Like, the thing I love about how they handle the music here is there's that, like, when you first get there, there's that long tube, you're just going further and further down, and it's, like, getting hotter. And they don't hit you with the full song at first. It just starts with, like, the brass and, like, the choir just kind of, like, very, like, low. And there's, like, if any drums, there's, like, barely percussion there.
Uh-huh.
And then once you get into that first room where there's, like, properly, like, there's the lava and all the creatures and everything, then it hits you with the Super Metroid music. Like, there's build up to it.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that's a thing that a lot of the music in this game does, is that it like, builds up so that once you get to, like, the big main area, then you get, like, the full melody of the track.
Yeah.
Which might be why, like, I couldn't recall off the top of my head some of these melodies.
Mm-hmm.
Until, like, you know, you're there in it, you're, like, humming along and going, oh, wait, there's a tune here.
Yeah. It is, like, like you said, there are, full songs in the soundtrack and everything, but they have, like, this kind of repetitive style to them that just lets you, like, lock in without thinking about it too much.
Yeah.
One thing I can also say about Magmoor Caverns, since there's not, like a boss fight here or anything, I love the little, like, morph ball bugs that, like, pick you up and throw you out of the tunnels. Very cute enemy design.
They're fun.
And since I brought it up, this is a pretty interesting bit of trivia. We'll talk about this because this is the boss of the next area, but Thardus was actually supposed to be the boss of this area before they ended up, like, shuffling some stuff in the game around.
Interesting. Huh.
It was supposed to be more, like, volcanic, like volcanic rocks and magma and everything. But then they sort of repurposed it as an ice enemy.
It's interesting because I feel like trope-wise he would fit this area better, but I feel like he was more memorable because he was in the next area.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. It is just, like, unfortunate that there wasn't a boss here, though. It was definitely an area that could have used one.
Yeah, I probably have more to say. But it's also one of those areas that we kept, like, backtracking and passing through.
Uh-huh. It's more of a hub, because of that. It just, like, connects to all the areas, but it doesn't really have a main objective there. But I think we got enough discussion about that. We can move on to Phendrana Drifts now.
Oh, Phendrana Drifts. My notes, the first thing I put there is just, "Hi, Ridley."
That cutscene is so good.
It's so good. Ridley has, like, this energy of he's like, no, I'm the most important one here. Even though, like, he's not, but, like, they build him up so much. And just, like, the shot of just his shadow. You're just like, look what's waiting for ya. Okay, but, like, I like this area. It's very pretty. The music here is so good. Like, that harpist is going nuts. And just the piano. Like, they pair so well together.
Yeah, when people think about, like, the most iconic tracks from Metroid Prime, usually they're talking about Phendrana Drifts often.
Yeah, well, it's funny, too, because, like, literally, like, the day after we got here, YouTube randomly recommended me, like, somebody was, like, in like a Samus cosplay, like, playing a cover of this song, just a video, and I was just like, oh, I know this one!
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was neat. Just a random YouTube recommendation.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, this is a very fan favorite track.
Yeah, but no, like, I like this area. It was cool. It's the ice area. I also like that the space pirates, because, like, we learned that they took the Metroids that they're pumping full of Phazon to this area just to keep them more docile because they don't like the cold.
Yep.
Like, it was such a neat detail because he's like, hey, don't pump them full of Phazon in any of the other areas. This at least keeps us alive. So, yeah, do that.
I love how consistent the Metroid series is about, like, the things that are most harmful to Metroids and, like, the things that, like, makes a healthy ecosystem for them. And I love the little details of them saying stuff like, some Metroids are, like, evolving to a point of getting too dangerous, and they're, like, quarantining them into caves and stuff.
Yep.
It does a lot to, like, really paint a picture of what's happening in this area.
Yeah, it's really neat. I don't know if you had anything else to talk about the area itself.
Just screw the developers for making the ice shriek bats a like limited encounter.
Oh,
because it's very easy to miss them in the logbook.
Okay, this is like one of my only complaints about this game is the fact that this is missable. Cuz like we were cataloging everything, and it was like our second to last session. You're just like, "Hey, so we're not getting 100%." And I was upset, especially because your reward for 100% is really freaking cool.
Mm-hmm.
And like that made me genuinely upset. Like I wish they had hid something somewhere. Like just like one room with one shriek bat. Just so you can go and scan it if you miss it.
Right. And it's not like they even replaced it with anything, because it's just there's literally not a shriek bat there in that spot anymore that you can scan.
Uh-huh.
So it's just gone.
Yeah, like one of my only complaints.
Same. There's a lot of jokes we made about this just being a Pokemon game and us like trying to complete the Pokedex.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I can't be a Pokemon master now. Dang it.
You missed the event Mew.
That's what it is.
That's exactly what it is. Oh man.
All right, but just that we can talk about the boss now.
Thardus, or as I like to call him, the Stone Talus.
It is so funny how many video games have done this concept, but it just works every time.
Here's the thing. Actually, though, this was a fun boss. Because, like, again, probably would have fit in better in the lava place. But because he's in the ice biome, I don't know, it kind of makes him more memorable.
Yeah.
And I also, I love how we use the thermal visor to find his weak point. Because, Phazon gives off radiation, like we established this. As well as, like, this helps track him in the blizzard. It's like, this fight was sick.
Yeah. It's really cool. And I think, like, having Phazon be the reason that this creature is so, like, animated and, like, alive and attacking you and stuff is great, too. Because it's not just, like, sentient rocks or whatever. It's, like, the real creature is, like, the Phazon. And it's just using the rocks to do its bidding. It's cool stuff.
And then Samus gets hit by a rock.
Tunk.
I need someone to edit it so that, like, that cutscene plays, and then it cuts to, like, her losing all of her power-ups, just, like, Morphball malfunction, various suit malfunction, and, like doing that.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, that bit freaking killed me because, like, I made the joke. I was like,
yes.
What if Samus just gets hit by one of these rocks, and then it happened, and I was like, I was joking.
I love that, like, you made the joke, and then immediately after, thunk. It's one of those rare moments of, like, humor in this game that, like, most of the time it's serious, but there are just these little jokes slipped in here and there that are like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah, just a sensible chuckle.
The next area we'll be talking about the Glacier 1 laboratory, which is, like, your way into the Space Pirates, like, headquarters from Vendrana. And we'll kind of count this as one area, even though they're sort of separate, but, like, we'll also talk about Research Lab Aether, which is like these two areas connect here.
Yeah. So this is where my notes get a little fuzzy because of that. Because I was like, wait, where are we?
Yeah.
And again, because you backtrack through some of this and stuff, so it gets a little messy. Was this where we found the Metro? Like we actually saw the Metroids for the first time?
This area is the introduction to Metroids in the game.
Right, because this was the bit. This is where we started making some of our best jokes. Because this is the one where like I made the joke about Chicken Noodle Super Metroid. And then just right. Like my wife just comes in with a drawing of like a Campbell's chicken noodle soup, but like with the Metroid. And like I think she like put like Phazon in every bite. Which is like hilarious when you consider like, because we also like we read more of their research on Metroids and we're like, dude, Metroids like eat your soul. Like
they eat your life essence.
Yeah, which was like, that was crazy. And just the pirate, like also just reading about the space pirates and just the fact that they're just putting Phazon into everything with like reckless abandon. And like, I think we started joking. We're like, this is Jurassic Park in space. Like we kept making the joke and just like you spent so long wondering if you could, you didn't stop to think if you even should.
That's just the MO of the space pirates. They shouted drunk science and they got to work.
Drunk science. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you get
legitimately though.
You get a lot of insight on how the space pirates think from this section of the game.
The scientific process.
The scientific method.
Let's tweak it. Yeah, the scientific method. Thank you. Just like let's tweak it slightly, and maybe this guy will live. Oh.
I got jump scared by the Metroids in a lot of these moments.
Oh yeah, because they just pop out. They just come after you.
There was that one, like, we were looking at the one in the glass tube, and, like, we had the game paused for a bit, and then, like, I was, like, doing the scan of it, and we held on that menu for a while, and I was just like, yeah, it's here in the tube. And then it just bust out of the glass, and I was like, ah!
That's right. Oh, man. I can't remember. This might also be the bit where, like, we juked that one pirate, and, like, because, like, you activated the elevator and got off as he, like, stepped on it and just carried him away.
Oh, yeah. Just bye.
Like, I don't know if you remember that bit.
I do. That was funny.
Killed me.
I guess one of the other, like, interesting points about Research Lab Aether is that this is when you, like, first get the thermal visor. So, like, you get the area how, like, the space pirates, like, cut the lights to try and, like, ambush you.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. I completely forgot about that bit.
It's a good, like, introduction for, like, how to use it, because it's, like, literally you can't see unless you use the visor, so it helps you get acquainted with it.
It's neat how they come up with, like, interesting ways to use the thermal visor. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Oh, that was so cool.
Yeah. Unfortunately, another area where there's not a boss, so...
Uh-huh.
But the area does feel connected to, like, the other, like, Space Pirate Fortress that we'll get to in a bit. So it's kind of like, a lot of it feels like one continuous area. So we'll have more to talk about with these goons. Next, we've got the crashed frigate from the tutorial.
Yeah, I didn't realize that this was the tutorial area. And, like, I was like, wait a minute. That's cool.
Yeah, this is such a cool callback and, like, use of the fact that the tutorial doesn't happen on the planet, but on this ship. It's like, oh no, but it crash landed here.
Uh-huh.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. And just, like, again, more pirate logs, which just... Was this where the one was about the morph ball? Because that was maybe my favorite pirate log.
No, that's in the area we're getting to next.
Oh, okay, that's right. That's the thing too. There's so many pirate logs, and like they're so funny. Like how many of them promise like, hey, anyone who takes out the hunter gets a bonus and increased rations, and then go figure. This is like when the difficulty starts to spike.
Sorry, the internet's being bad again.
No,
You're
good. You're good.
It's back.
Not as much to say about it.
Yeah, there's it's because it's just the tutorial area. There's a lot of this that like we've already seen. But like there's some really cool like underwater variants of the enemies in this area, and that's one thing that I really like about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of this is just like reusing the frigate, but then like you recently have gotten the gravity suit, so you can explore all these like all the areas filled with water and whatever. It's cool stuff.
It's good.
Now to get to the one that you wanted to talk about, the Phazon Mines.
Yeah, the Phazon Mines. So like, I feel like this is where the difficulty spikes hard.
Yeah, this area's intense.
There were long stretches between save points and just very aggressive enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like there were nights where I was like, hey man, it's getting late. We should probably find a save point. And we're like, do we gamble the next room?
Yeah.
Or is it just going to be more space pirates and or do we need to backtrack all this way? And I was just like, this is brutal. This is a brutal area.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of felt also like just the biggest area in the game.
Yeah, this place was huge, and this is where you get the most like lore for the logbook.
Yeah.
Including all like the morph ball one.
The morph ball. The fact that the pirates were trying to recreate Samus's weapons, and then they're just like, hey, don't. Not with the morph ball. This has ended badly every time. But the fact that like they were willing to try.
Yeah. The specific language they use, like they say like they tried to recreate the morph ball, and their first test, like the space pirate came out broken. And they didn't clarify what they meant by broken. It's just like, oh.
It's so just like, for as detail oriented as they are, like the lack of detail there is like it lets your imagination paint a horrifying picture.
That space pirate got to be featured in Dumb Ways to Die compilation.
The galaxy's funniest home videos. Oh man. No, this is also, there was that bit where like we released the Metroids and they just like jumped that one space pirate.
Yeah.
Who was just standing there. Dude.
I love that you can do that. Video games always need that as a mechanic where like enemies of different types can like get into fights with each other. It's always great when that happens.
Even just like, it almost gave me You know, in like Majora's Mask, where you drop the beehive on like the Gerudo pirates.
Yes,
like it had the same energy as that. It's like, what if I release the dangerous animal and let it go after its captors?
Oh, so silly. There's so much like cool stuff in here, like the one room where there's like the rotating pillar with like the different morph ball like spider ball tracks.
Yeah. There was just a lot of like set pieces. Because also like there's like doors on like the floor, if I'm remembering right. Just like, I don't know. I just like it kept going.
Mm-hmm.
This is also home to maybe one of the coolest boss fights.
Yes, it is. This is where we get our fight against the Omega Pirate.
Oh my goodness, dude. So like the Elite Pirate was crazy enough.
Yep.
But like the Omega Pirate, dang was he cool. Like I know that like the Elites do it too. I went back and I watched. I made like footage and I made sure. But like the way he just so effortlessly like punches his way out of that pod, and it's just like, all right, time to fight this big boy. And then also just like the fact that like he calls for help so that he can heal himself. Like he is rude. Like also the fact that like because we learned from the logbooks that like these guys are essentially like, hey, your lifespan has been shortened, and so they're like, I'm gonna die, but I'm taking Samus with me.
Yeah, I feel like this fight does like one of the best jobs of like making you use all the items that you have at your disposal.
Mm-hmm.
With like all the reinforcements coming in and the fact that you gotta change visors. This one makes you use everything, which is really cool.
Yup. I love him. I love our big boy. Also, once you defeat him, it's funny because like it's almost like comedy, but then it's really cool. The way you get the Phazon suit upgrade of like how he just like collapses on top of you and then just melts into Phazon, and then you just pop out looking amazing.
Don't you mean Amazon?
All right, good night, everybody.
My bad.
Nah, it's fine.
Anyway, continue.
I was just gonna say, like, the Phazon suit looks so cool. The black and silver and red is such a like a vibe.
It's nice.
And the fact that like we got that upgrade and then I was just in Walmart, like, and I just saw like,
oh yeah,
like the Phazon suit Samus toy. I like took a picture and I sent it to you.
Yeah.
Oh, that was sick.
That was funny. Okay. I had been hyping this up for you, but you want to hear something really cool about this fight against the Omega Pirate?
Yes.
Okay. So, before the developers designed the Omega Pirate, the boss for this section was originally supposed to be Kraid.
Huh.
And because Retro is an American studio that is not like directly associated with Nintendo, they're actually like more comfortable sharing behind the scenes stuff that Nintendo usually never would. The game's like head like model character designer like modeler showed this. I'm sending it to you now in Discord.
Oh, okay, hang on, let me pull up Discord. What the heck?
I'll put this in the video, but because the way that like the Kraid fight, is supposed to go is like you shoot him in the mouth and everything and damage the head. This Kraid would have had like this top section of its head like blown off and like replaced with like metal.
What the heck? Oh, what the heck? That's crazy. That's so... I can't stop looking at it.
Yeah, the original plan for this boss fight, it was going to be like the Super Metroid fight. Like, his stomach is shooting out platforms, and you jump across them to try and get up to the head and shoot at it. But it was just, like, very technically, like, complicated, and they didn't get far in designing it, and so they were just like, maybe instead of this, like, we'll stick to the theming of the game and just have, like, a super beefed-up space pirate, and just have that be the boss of the area. But, like, the fact that they kept the model and they had, like, stories about it, it was like, oh, this is neat.
Yeah, no. Oh, man. On the one hand, I'm like, we got robbed. But on the other hand, like, we did get our big boy, who I loved.
Yeah.
And so, like... Oh, man. Oh, that's wild.
Mm-hmm. Like, if you ask me, in a perfect world, I think Kraid should have been the boss of Magmoor Caverns, and then we just keep everything else.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. That's what I would have done. Oh, but that's cool.
It's just a little glimpse into what could have been.
This is so weird to look at, too. Because it's like... Well, because it's like GameCube.
Yeah.
Watch him somehow... They reuse this concept for Metroid Prime 4.
They could. They absolutely could.
Oh, man. That would be sick.
Since I don't really have a place, like, to talk about this, one other thing that they cut that was, like, really fascinating to hear about was, they were gonna put in, like, the speed booster and, like, let you shine spark.
I was wondering.
Because it was, like, too difficult to implement.
Yeah.
And there is not a lot of areas where you can just get a straight run. They were just like, nah, we'll just not do this.
I honestly don't blame him on that one, because that's a tricky power to do in first person.
And it feels like it got to see the light of the day in the form of Other M and how that game did the shine spark. But it's just cool little details about cut content.
Man, I love hearing about stuff like that.
Yeah.
This is so... I keep going back and looking at him. Stupid little helmet. I love him.
It's basically Kraid with a pot on his head.
Promoted Kraid. But that's about all I gotta say about the Omega Pirate.
Mm-hmm.
So he's still sick. I'm now like conflicted, because on the one hand I want Kraid,
right?
But on the other hand I'm like, dude, our Omega Pirate was cool.
Yeah, because they opted not to put Kraid in the game, we ended up getting the Omega Pirate, which was a really cool boss fight. So I'm cool with it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh, you know what was one area of the Phazon Mines that I did want to talk about before we move on? Was the very deepest pits of the area, how there's like the mushrooms that are infused with the Phazon in like that big like ravine.
Oh, yeah.
That area was really cool.
Oh, that area was cool. The fact that like that's another thing too, was how like when we encountered Phazon for the first time and you get like the the radiation crackle.
Yeah, the Giger counter.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. That was just cool. It made you realize, like, oh, this stuff is dangerous.
Yeah, that area is so eerie. But one of the areas, this is technically part of Talon Overworld still, but you come here like for endgame purposes, so we chose not to talk about it till now. This last area before we get to the endgame is the Chozo Shrine, where we do the artifact hunt. So, how do you feel about this?
The artifact hunt. So, for me, in you showing me this game, by not going to the shrine first, I was left wondering how in the world you were supposed to figure any of this out. Like, I was sitting there and I was like, how are you supposed to know to go here and shoot this specific thing with the X-ray visor on? Like, this is ridiculous. Who figured this out? Did you have to buy a strategy guide? And then you're like, oh no, there's like a place that like gives you hints. And I'm just like, oh, you probably should have showed me that first.
I should have.
Like now it's funny in hindsight, but like there was like I think there was like a point where I had to like flat out ask you. I was like, how are you supposed to figure that out?
And this is where you get the answer.
Yeah, I mean, like it's a sick area. I like it a lot. It's just really funny that was kind of my. Because, like, we didn't go here until we went to go get the last artifact, which we purposely left here.
Yeah, part of that was just, like, me trying to follow the routing of, like, getting all the items, which I still didn't even do. Which is unfortunate. But, yeah, it's like, if you want to minimize as much backtracking as possible, then, like, it's best to, like, just go get the artifacts if you know where they are. But
exactly,
on a first playthrough you don't know to do that, so it is better.
Once you told me that, I was like, oh, okay, now that makes a lot more sense. But like before then, I was like, it was like, because you're like, oh yeah, it's the Triforce hunt, and I was like, this is worse than the Triforce hunt.
To put it into, like, a context that would make more sense for you, it's a lot like the key hunt in Pseudo Regalia.
Yeah, that's what you told me, like, when I asked about it.
Yeah. It's this area that's, like, supposed to be, like, endgame, but you can get there early, and they give you hints.
Yup. And then, once you get them all, unless you wanted to talk about any, like, in specific.
But before that, if the internet will even let me, it's going crazy right now. So, the one thing I just want to mention about this area is, like, spiritual sites and, like, Chozo, like, religious areas in Metroid games are always so cool.
They're amazing.
I love seeing, like, the architecture and like, especially the music, like, the really, like, beautiful choirs and everything. Just, like, I love seeing this stuff. It awakens that, like, love for archaeology that I mentioned earlier.
Yep. Big same.
But yes, in addition to the artifact hunt, something else very important happens here.
Oh, this fight. The thing for me, too, is that I'd heard stories about how difficult this was.
It's very infamous.
Meta Ridley.
We get our Meta Ridley fight.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. The thing too is that for me, it starts out fine. Like it's tough because he, even in like the first chunk of it, you know, he spends a lot of his time running for you, but he does like open himself up and you're like, all right, this is when I gotta start hitting him.
Yeah.
It's the last fourth of his health where he's grounded. I don't know. I have mixed feelings. So on the one hand, we did it. Somehow. Which was insane.
It was a brutal fight, for sure, especially on normal difficulty, which I'd never done before.
Yeah, well, and again, like, even then, it's such a cool idea, because, like how he, like, comes in and starts, like, breaking all of the pillars and stuff, and, like, it becomes the arena. But just while he's grounded, it's so brutal. Your window of, like, to land any attacks is so small. And his attacks are aggressive. Like, he does not give you room to breathe. I don't know. It just...
I can say, like, another thing, like, in favor of this fight and everything, when I first played the game, it was on the, you know, the Prime trilogy on Wii.
Yeah.
With motion-controlled aiming. And I will say, that did make it a bit easier, because I could just snap my aiming reticle, like, directly at a point, like, where his weak point is. As opposed to, like, here with the, like, even with dual stick controls, like, there's only so much that you can do to, like, really, like, lock yourself in a specific spot to aim.
Yeah.
And so that did make the fight way harder than it was on Wii.
Yeah, I wanna say that I like this fight, because it's a cool fight. The environment is awesome. The way he, like, flies around and stuff, and the way that, like, by damaging him, you remove his flight ability to, like, then he has to change up his strategy. Like, it's really cool. It's really cool how he, like, breaks all of the Chozo, the pillars and stuff. He just needed to be more hittable, because, like, he just does not give you time to land any, like, meaningful damage.
Yeah. I would also say, like, don't necessarily base your opinion of the fight on, like, exclusively my performance, because, like,
Yeah.
Again, like, I came into that, like, very unprepared. Like, I hadn't looked up beforehand how you're supposed to hurt him even. So, like, there was a while that we spent there where, like, I didn't even know how to do damage during that second phase. Certainly, when you watch a pro do it, it's a lot more exciting of a fight, but...
Yeah, but also, like even because I watched a Let's Play who, like, wasn't a pro, but, like, definitely knew this game inside out. And, like, they still, the fight gave him a little bit of, like they had, you know, they had more health than what you did by the end of it, but, like, Ridley knocked him around a little bit, and just, again, that window to attack is so small.
It's true, yeah. I guess this might, this might also be a thing that sours your opinion of the fight, but this fight is another instance of, like, the developers had an idea that technically they couldn't implement perfectly, and so they had to change what they did with the fight. Originally, the plan, as if you, like, look out at the environment, like, the area where Ridley is, like, flying around during the first phase, there's a lot of, like, mountains and stuff out there. The original plan for the fight was, like, at least, like, phase 1 of the fight was that you stand on top of your ship and it flies you around and you're fighting Ridley in the air.
Oh.
which that would have been so cool. That would have been so cool.
On the one hand, I understand that, like, they couldn't implement it, and so they didn't. And, like, that's fine. And even, that's the thing, too, is even then, I still like the first phase of this fight. It was still sick. It's just that last fourth of it. And it's not even that, like, the last fourth is bad.
It's that last chunk where it gets brutal.
Well, just, again, because, like, he just, like, does not let up, and, like, your ability to just do anything to him is so limited. Like, because, like, we went into that, like, both times, because you game overed the first time.
I did. I actually did game over to this boss.
But, like, both times, you went into that last stretch with, like, a good chunk of health, and then he just starts shredding through it. Because, like, he doesn't let up. And all the while, you're doing, like, pixels of damage to him.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, too, is, like, watching a pro do it, like, they know how to get the super missile off, and that does the big damage, and so it's not nearly as arduous. But, like, just from us and our playthrough, I was like, this is rough. But it does kind of the dual thing of, like, on the one hand, from, like, a design point, I'm like, whatever. But then also from, like, a narrative, like, point, I'm like, dude, this made Ridley so freaking memorable.
It captures the spirit of Ridley. Absolutely.
Yeah.
In fact, like, I wanna comment a bit about, like, the lore regarding Ridley in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Because one of the things about it is, like, so the space pirates in one of their logs mentioned that they found the defeated Ridley, which this game takes place after Metroid 1 in the timeline. They found the defeated Ridley and, like, used, like, all their mechanizing stuff to repair him. But they also mentioned that they, like, tampered with his brain so they could sort of control him. Like, instead of having him be the leader of the space pirates, the science team is basically, like, using him as their enforcer for them to be the leaders. And so, sort of, like, the sense that I get from Ridley in this game is that, like, mentally he's not completely there anymore, but, like, the one thing that's, like, left in his brain is just his lingering, like, undying hatred for Samus.
Oh.
Completely, like, internalized, like, sense of, like, needing vengeance.
That's sick.
And so, like, I feel like that really shows in this fight. Just, like, how there's, like, nothing on his mind except the fact that he wants to kill you.
That's so sick. I love that. As well as, I want to meet these space pirate scientists.
Yes.
Like, I don't know, they just... they seem interesting fellows.
Mm-hmm.
Zero morality and just insane, like, pushes to just be like, how do we push the boundaries more?
I'm going to be evil on purpose today.
And I'm making it everyone else's problem.
Yeah. It's, like, I'll agree with you. This fight is way more brutal than anything else that happens in this game. But, and I don't even say this to, like, brag. Like, lots of people are better at this game than I am. But, like, it's very cathartic to beat Ridley in a way that, like, it's not the case with any other boss in this game. It's just... like, it's so much more intense, and so the high of beating Ridley feels way higher.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, but, after that grueling fight, we get all the statues to just be like, all right, screw this, purple dragon, you're going in the ground. And they nuke him.
How about you die? And all the Chozo ghosts show up.
Mm-hmm. All of the Chozo artifacts, like, representing, like, the different aspects of their culture and everything, and they've got, like, the ghosts left behind. It's cool stuff.
A part of me wants to believe that those pillars were actually great, like, tombstones.
Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they were.
Chozo would be insane enough to put their graves on top of an ancient evil.
Mm-hmm. Well, because honestly, probably a lot of them just died right there trying to contain the Phazon at the impact crater.
Yeah.
That is... I love the theories we come up with this game. I don't know how many of them are true, but I love them.
They're cool! But yeah, they let us go down into the impact crater.
Oh, this area is so cool.
This is a cool area.
We haven't, like, talked about this too much just because we've been, like, going area by area through the game, but, like, the big lore about, like, this area was that, like, Talon 4 was struck by a comet, and inside the comet it contained, like, the Phazon that, like, spread throughout the planet and killed and mutated most of the inhabitants. And so the impact crater is, like, where the comet is sealed, which is super cool.
And we're going there. The impact crater was super short, but this was a neat area.
Mm-hmm. It's spooky.
Yeah, it's got wall teeth.
Yeah, the teeth platforms.
They look like teeth. I understand they're like protrusions out of the wall or something. They look like teeth to me, and that is horrifying just to think about. And then also just the Metroids here are mean.
They are.
They are meanies.
Because they have brutal platforming sections with Metroids that have very aggressive AI just chasing you while you're trying to make these long jumps. It's awful.
Yeah, well, you can't just, like, kill them. They gotta split, and then they gotta take out both of them, unless you've got enough power bombs.
Right, which you don't get a lot in this game.
Yeah, this was... It was such a short gauntlet, but it was a rough gauntlet.
I also loved what I'm choosing to call the super Phazon, like the red stuff.
Oh, yeah.
How it's like, even with your Phazon suit, it still, like, burns you.
That stuff's gotta be, like, instant death if it touches your skin.
Yes.
Could you imagine if the space pirates got a hold of, like, that stuff?
Oh, no.
Like, that's a terrifying thought.
I feel like it would just kill them on the spot. As soon as they touched it, they'd, like, disintegrate.
Okay, but you know that they would experiment with it and be like, okay, how do we turn this into a beam cannon?
True, yeah.
Like, death is not enough to stop these madmen.
Yeah, so, our final boss is here.
Metroid Prime. Title drop. Roll credits.
Yeah, that's it. You can make the checkout to Samus Aran.
At 1123 super missile in your face.
One thing I want to say before we get to the fight itself, just about the lore of Metroid Prime.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is a very interesting case of the first localization of the game has very different dialogue talking about like this boss that they changed in all subsequent versions of the game. Like, I believe like the first release in Japan and the US had like this one like translation and lore, and then they changed it in the PAL version and every other version of the game going forward. But essentially what happened in the first like version of the game, a lot of the space pirate lore was actually about like they had found Metroid Prime and were running tests on it, and that turned it into what it is.
Oh.
But the reason that like didn't work and broke the lore was the fact that they were trying to get into the impact crater and couldn't because they needed the artifacts. So lore-wise, that didn't make any sense that Metroid Prime would be down there in the crater.
Yeah.
So they changed the plot of the game to instead be that the space pirates are trying to get into the crater and they don't know what's in there. And Metroid Prime is, by its own means of evolution, naturally the way it is.
Okay.
So that changes the lore quite a bit between the two games.
Yeah.
And, like, people have mentioned, like, it's still complicated because, the reason originally that there were so many similarities between Metroid Prime and the tech of the Space Pirates is that the Space Pirates engineered Metroid Prime to be that way.
That's right.
Whereas now, because of the way they changed the plot, it's technically inconsistent. But if you remember my personal theory, my headcanon, is that the Space Pirates developed their technology using Phazon, and so it inherently became similar to Metroid Prime, which is the source of Phazon. So that's, that's my way of explaining away.
Which makes sense then why it has...
Yeah.
It has that design flaw.
Right. But that was just interesting to me.
I like that.
It's crazy how much they changed the plot of the game by like trying to cover up that plot hole.
Yeah. Legit, this is so interesting to me too because like again, I'd seen the first game. And so, like, I recognized its design. I was like, oh, yeah, this is the guy. But, like, I love this fight because you make use of everything in your arsenal.
Even more so
like,
than
genuinely,
than the space, the Omega Pirate.
Yeah. Because, like, especially between the two phases of the fight. Because, like, this first phase... You make use of all of your beams. And then, you know, phase 2 is more about, like, the visors.
Yeah. I love how, like, with the first phase and everything, you're just, like, trying to, like, push it back with your attacks and everything, and then it, like, runs away from you. And so you're just going deeper and deeper into the pit to get to where the comet is.
You keep chasing it. Admittedly, I kept thinking, man, we keep going after this thing. What is this escape sequence going to be like? Little did I know.
We'll get to it.
We'll get to it. But I kept thinking that every time we go down, like, that's one thing too, is just Samus, she just moves. Like, there is no hesitation. She is after this thing.
Generally, I just love how the arena has those, like, tracks, where you can, like, morph ball to get under it, like, when it charges at you. And then just, like, having, like, a huge supply of missiles for this fight is so much fun, because you can, like, use the beam upgrades to just like unload on this thing and see like huge chunks of its health drop. Or like especially like when it's in its ice phase and you use like the super ice blast to just like freeze the whole thing.
You freeze it in place.
It looks so cool.
It's so cool.
But yes, that is merely phase 1. And I love the little tease of like how you can see its face inside the shell in phase 1. Like you just see the eyes like peeking through.
Yeah, well, and the fact that it's so similar to Samus's visor.
Yeah.
It's just a cool parallel. Oh, man, it's cool.
So like the core of Metroid Prime, I love the way it's animated and like the way that it looks, like just the way that it moves and like roars and stuff. It's just like, oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, a part of me wonders because, like, you know, the brain is visible.
Yeah,
and part of me wonders if it is like maybe a slight homage to Mother Brain.
I think so. I definitely get that from the design. The fact that its brain, when we were looking at it in the character viewer, its brain looks like a bug.
That's right, I forgot about that!
Yeah, the frontal lobe looks like the head, and then it's like got the two sections that looks like a thorax and an abdomen.
Yup.
And then like the little stems make like the legs that goes into the tentacles and everything. It's
the legs.
Oh, it's cool.
But it's also got like a ghost human face. It's so this thing is so cool.
Yeah.
The way it like shifts into different like realities, so you have to see it with the different visors. It looks cool.
And then just the way it like creates the phazon pools after it attacks. And so you like stand in them and absorb it, and you get your hyper beam by just nuking it with phazon.
Oh man, it's so cool.
And it's crazy too that it's just like constantly spitting out Metroids while it fights you.
Yup. And then just the end of the fight.
Well, and also the music during the fight. To comment on that.
Oh yeah.
If you like listen to it, especially with like a good pair of headphones, the sounds of like the Geiger counter are like being like pitch shifted and incorporated into the beat of the song.
That's right. I forgot.
It's such a cool detail.
Oh, this fight is so cool. And this fight is so cool.
And it like makes it creepier too, because it's such like a spine tingling sound. It's just like ew. But yes, you were gonna talk about the end of the fight.
Yeah, the fact that like first and foremost, this is more a future game tying it backwards, but he reminded me of Sea Cucumber from the Octo expansion.
That's right.
To a giant sea cucumber, and then he grabs you, and he steals your suit. He steals the Phazon suit.
Freaking Metroid Prime is just like, give me that. You gotta be purple.
You'll get the cool suit. But yeah, this was... And again, I'll talk about it in a second when we jump to talking about the ending, I guess. But like, you heard me in that moment where I was like, oh man, I kind of thought that this, I thought it should tie into this, but I guess it's a future game, so I don't know. Little did I know. Little did you know the post credits like
that I was freaking right. 100% reward for beating the game.
Yeah. My theory was right. It is a shame that it is so easy to screw that up and not see it when you play the game.
Mm-hmm. I do think it's pretty easy, like, because we'll get into Prime 2 and you'll see it. It's pretty easy to infer that even without seeing, like, that secret scene that teases the next game. But yeah, it was good to see you have that catharsis from theory crafting.
Well, and the thing too is that it makes sense. Like, I've been thinking about this for a while because, like, I was like, oh, okay, like, would be cool if this were a thing, but whatever. And then I was like, oh shoot, everything is exploding. We need to get out of here. And then just like the planet doesn't explode. Like, Talon 4 is still around. I'm just kind of like,
yeah,
huh. That's weird. And that's part of the reason why Samus should have scorched Earth, destroyed the planet. But it was so... I felt so validated that I called it about Metroid Prime and Dark Samus.
Yes.
It's so cool.
It is such a cool way to establish, like, this major antagonist for the series. Because, like, we don't have Mother Brain, and, like, you know, Ridley is not, like, in charge of the space pirates anymore, and so it's like, who's our big villain? And so, and, like, you look at Metroid Prime, and you think it's gonna be this, you know, one-off monster of the week villain. But it's like, no, because it got Samus's Phazon suit, it was able to construct itself a new body and become Dark Samus.
Yeah, well, and it's so... Dark Samus is so much cooler for this reason.
Yes.
Like, the Prime games are so much cooler for that, because, like, you know, this is also retroactive Smash Bros. Like, Dark Samus is now a 5 out of 5 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because, like, before, you know, I'd heard people talk about this Samus clone, and I'm like, well, okay, she didn't even show up until the second game, like, whatever. But, like, now knowing that it's like, oh, no. All of the Prime games revolve around this idea of Metroid Prime.
Hence the title.
Yeah, like Dark Samus is the Metroid Prime.
Mm-hmm. Which...
And it's so cool. The fact that, like, I had, like, two or three instances of me being like, oh, it would be cool if we tied Dark Samus into this. Like, when we first got the Phazon suit. And then again, like, when you lose it and stuff, I'm like, oh, this would be cool, but, like, I know that's a future game. And so the fact that it was like, no, it is that cool, and that makes it so cool.
The other thing, to get into something that's, like, because we can look back at this game, like, this trilogy with hindsight of, now that we have Metroid Dread as well, we have the Metroid series, which, as we learned, the point of it is that Samus is the Metroid, the ultimate warrior. And then this companion series, Metroid Prime, is explaining, you know, the antagonist, like the other side. Dark Samus is the Metroid Prime, and these two, like, mighty opposing forces, and, like, their battle against each other.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, that's neat.
It's cool.
The Metroid series is so freaking awesome.
I know. It just, again, it's cool. This is just, like, I feel validated.
I was so happy to see you, like, just come up with that. I'm like, he figured it out on his own. He's gonna lose his mind when we get to this scene.
Well, the fact that I figured it out, but also didn't, because I'm like I wrote it off because I was like, oh no, this is future game stuff. I know this exists because Smash Bros exists,
right?
But like, it would be cooler if they did this would be such a great tie-in for that instead of like whatever the thing the second game came up with, and it's like no, it's here and it's awesome. That was sick.
Oh. The fact that you doubted yourself made the reveal that much better.
Yeah, it really did. I played myself, and I'm so happy I did.
Yep. And then we get a pretty straightforward credits roll.
Yeah, we see Samus's face.
Yep, Samus takes off her helmet. She's never on model. She will never look the same between games.
No.
Never.
That's fine. She looks great in this.
Yeah.
Can I say something that might ruin the original for you? So I found a video. I was talking about something about the remake.
Yeah.
And they pointed something. They're like, this might ruin the original forever. And it's the fact that, like, instead of blinking, Samus, like, closes one eye independently from the other. And it's so just like, oh no.
It's not the real Samus. Metroid Prime got out.
Look, that Phazon does some weird, funky stuff to you, man. I might be a little drunk on the Mountain Dew voltage.
Oh, that's silly. No, that doesn't bother me. I never noticed that in my original. I wonder if they changed that
I'll send you a video of it.
Okay. I wonder if they changed that in the Wii version of the game.
I don't know.
Because I feel like I would have noticed that. But, oh well.
Oh, man, yeah. I'll send it to you, because, like, it's hilarious, but also it was like, what the heck, dude?
It's so funny.
It's so funny. Yeah. I found the video. I'll just put it in our group chat. You can watch it later.
Okay.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, time for favorites.
Yes, indeedy.
Oh, wait, not time for favorites. I remembered the thing I have to voice every time. Every time Nintendo remasters one of these freaking games. Credit the original developers, darn you.
Oh, yeah.
Credit the original developers. I'm so mad that they keep doing this.
Yeah. I'll admit, at the very least, they acknowledge that they're, like, based on the work that, like, the original teams did. And I'm like, it's a start, but it's also, like, the equivalent. It's the equivalent of, like, putting in the YouTube description, credit to the original creator.
Yeah,
like, who is it?
It's basically, like, they have a list of all the people that worked on the remaster, and then just, like, a little sticky note tacked on that says, and other people. Like, it's... Yeah, like, okay, and you know what, like, the other thing that gets me is... When Nintendo did the Star Fox 64 remake on 3DS, they added a section to the credits there that did credit, like, like everyone. Like, they had the original team that worked on the game and, like, the new people that did the remaster. And they just, like, wrote a whole nother song for the credits. And it's like, you could do that. You don't even have to write a new song. You could just, like, use something else from the soundtrack. Like, play the frickin' Chozo Ruins theme for all I care. And just, like, have the names of the people scroll.
Legit.
It's... it makes me mad.
Nintendo. Yeah.
And it, like, from what I understand, it happened again with, like, Donkey Kong Country Returns and all those, like...
Yeah.
Do better, Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo, come on.
But anyway, let's go back to talking about what we like about the game.
Yeah.
All right. Here we'll just discuss each of our favorite aspects about the game in different categories. Starting with, I want to hear, what's your favorite power-up?
So I thought about it. And I want to give an honorable mention to the thermal visor.
Yeah.
Just because, like, just before we got it in the game, my sister-in-law, because we started a D&D game, Curse of Strahd.
Yeah, that's right.
And she came up with this idea for a character. She came up with this idea for a character that is, like, blind, but then has, like, thermal vision, because their whole thing is, like, fire. They're a wildfire druid.
Mm-hmm.
And then we, like she pitched the idea to me of, like, hey, can I play this? And I was like, I think so, yeah. And then, like, having it in-game, like, helped me realize, like, what it would look like in the campaign for her. And it was, like, this amazing resource that just happened to line up.
Yes.
And so, like, I really like the thermal visor. However, I gotta give it to the Wave Buster, dude.
Oh, yeah. The Wave Buster.
It's so cool. The fact that we'd make the Ghostbusters joke every time that we'd use it.
Because it's literally, like, what they use in Ghostbusters.
In freaking Ghostbusters. It's so cool. I loved it.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
In my case, so, like, I was gonna say the Wave Buster is an honorable mention for me, and, like, maybe the only reason it's not my favorite is just because of how quickly it gobbles up all your missiles.
Nom 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 nom.
And then one other honorable mention would be the boost ball, and just the fact that you can, like, Tony Hawk your way around half pipes and stuff.
That's right.
Because that man influenced video games so much.
I forgot about that, yeah.
But the one I gotta say is my favorite is the plasma beam.
Yeah.
Like, it's so powerful, it's so fast. Just a singular, like, blast of the beam that just, like, disintegrates most of the enemies in one hit. Once you get it, you feel so powerful.
It definitely makes a difference. Basically, like, there were enemies that were, like, they were tough and they would take a lot of hits. And then once you got this, like, you just shred through them.
Yeah, a single charge shot just, like, blitzes through. It's good stuff. But alright. Next category. What is your favorite song in the soundtrack?
I had two, and I've been flip-flopping between the two.
Mm-hmm.
Because I love the Talon Overworld Revisited.
Yes.
Like, it is just chill beats to explore to, but then, like, that whistle kicks in, and it's so good. Oh, I love it.
That actually is my favorite as well. So
okay. I will let you talk about that one, because the other one that I had on here,
okay,
for me, was the menu select theme.
Yes.
You know,
that is
every time that we boot up.
That is also an honorable mention of mine.
That you're all... Yes. Oh, we're in sync, baby. Like, because we'd, you know, like you'd get the start menu, and then you press start, and it would bring you to the main menu, and just I would get pumped every time.
Mm-hmm.
As well as this is the credits music. Is an arrangement of this song.
Yeah.
I think I showed you also that video that I found of like somebody putting lyrics to the credits theme.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it's so good. Oh, it's so good.
It was great.
But why don't you go ahead and talk about how great Talon Overworld Revisited is?
Right. To quickly, I'm like, this whole soundtrack is good. I'm just gonna shovel out like honorable mentions galore. But Meta Ridley's theme is awesome. The Chozo Shrine is like another track that's like really beautiful. The Fendrana battle theme is like also one with, like you said, the harp solo. And like that one's just crazy. The prologue intro that's like the remix of Samus's theme from Super Metroid. Like these are just all great tracks, but Talon Overworld Revisited, that bass at the beginning is like so like, it's like so dirty and so tense, and it just like makes you feel like you're uncovering mysteries and crud. And then, like you said, just the part where it slows down and the whistle and everything, it's just like transcendent.
Yep.
This is just like fan-frickin-tastic. I will say, the fact that it replaces the first Talon Overworld theme for like most of the area when you get to like the second half of the game, it's a little sad because like the first theme is also very good, but like, oh, this track is just, it's amazing. It's everything I want in Metroid music.
Yep.
Okay, next category. What is your favorite area?
This was really tough. Because like on the one hand, and I guess technically it's part of, the Talon Overworld. But like the Chozo Shrine.
Yes.
I'm such a sucker for ancient ruins. And the fact that like that area became a boss arena was so cool. Like
yes.
My complaints about the Ridley fight aside, as far as environment, freaking gorgeous. I loved it. The fact that it's like raining and stuff. It's cool. I love it. What about you?
Yeah, so I am going to agree with you and claim the Chozo Shrine as part of Talon Overworld, because like the entirety of Talon, I think is like my favorite area. Again, like because of everything we said about the music, how beautiful the environment is, but also like yes, the Chozo Shrine especially like is such an iconic area in the game that I'm inclined to agree. I would also say like maybe a very close runner-up is the Phazon Mines.
Yeah.
I'm not thrilled about like how much backtracking you have to do or the difficulty spike, but just in terms of the environment, like that is a really cool area in the game. But yeah, Talon Overworld, just like, man. What a great starting point, what a great ending point.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go rapid fire. Favorite boss?
This is a hard choice for me because I think it's a tie between the Omega Pirate or Metroid, like the Metroid Prime core. I love both of these fights.
Yeah.
Like very differently. And again, I think it's because of just how much it utilizes both fights utilize everything in your kit. That it's not just like, you could just pick whatever beam, blast it. Your plasma beam does more, so like just use that one or whatever. Like it's like, no, like you gotta utilize your brain a little bit in these fights, and I don't know, they were just cool. They're great set pieces. They're very memorable.
Yeah.
But that's me. What about you?
All right. It's still like hard to definitively say just one because they are all very cool, especially that final boss. Just like, geez, man. But here's the thing. I have heard your complaints, and they are completely valid, but I play friggin' Elden Ring. Hard bosses, I am in it for the challenge. So I'm pretty sure I'd say Meta Ridley is my favorite fight in the game, just because it's something that can just push me to my limits, but also is still, like, doable and very, like, accomplishable.
No, yeah, that's absolutely valid. And again, like, sorry to just jump in because I was just gonna tack on like the catharsis of actually beating it. Even just watching it was amazing.
Mm-hmm. It's just such a cool fight that is like very befitting of Ridley's legacy as a major antagonist.
Mm-hmm.
So like I gotta, and just like all the shots in phase 1 of him just like flying and like swooping, and like the fact that he can like outrun your missiles because he's so fast, like it looks awesome.
The way he like dive bombs you and like breaks stuff like in the first phase.
Oh, it's amazing. For our final thing, we're going to cover both our favorite moments, like, in the game, just as the game lays it out, and then also, like, our favorite moments from us playing through the game. So tell me first, what was your favorite moment just in Metroid Prime as an experience?
It's tough to say. Like, it would either be reading all of the Space Pirate logs, or just like that secret ending, because that secret ending was so cool. But like we dunked on the Space Pirates so much in this adventure, and like it was so funny.
Mm-hmm.
But that's in game. What about you?
Okay. So for me, like, I may have made my biases pretty clear here already, but like pretty much anytime Ridley is on screen is like my favorite moment of the game. Like,
yeah,
when you see him in the tutorial, when you see a shadow swooping over Phendrana, like mentions of him, like the Space Pirates talking about him, and then finally when he shows up for the fight, like Ridley is such a ham in this game, like, but like not a funny ham, like an evil ham.
He has presence.
Yes, he's got presence.
Evil ham.
Ridley's just so cool in this game. But alright, now to talk about like the personal aspect of our experience playing through the game. What was your favorite moment from our playthrough?
This one's harder because like we had so many good bits.
We did. We got each other laughing quite a bit.
Like just oh man, like I'm like looking through them, and I'm like, there's the one where like you just like would shoot the one space pirate, and his body would just thunk, like fall down. And like we kept backtracking through there, and like we do that every time. We like made like the JoJo's like to be continued. Like there were so many bits. Like we were cracking each other up like so much in this playthrough. But I think the one that got me the hardest was when like you booted up the save, and you know as playing like the load up, and you just, I'm back with the milk. And just like with like the Metroid choirs like gracing Samus returning, and you just saying that, that was the funniest thing. to the point that, like, I kept making the joke every time. And then there was, like, because we were trying to get to the final boss. And we got just mobbed by Metroids.
Right. Well,
and we were just like,
first,
you know what?
The first time that we went
the first
through the area, like, we hit the save point, and I was like, I'm back with the milk for the final time. And then I got destroyed.
Yeah, like you were at, like, half health, and you're like, you know what? I know where to go. Let's back out and reload our save. And then so, like, then it boots up, and you're like, I'm back with the milk. It's still cold. Time travel. Like, Samus coming back with the milk was one of my favorite things that we came up with. Again, there were so many bits that we came up with. It was so funny.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that one got the biggest laugh out of me.
Oh, that's great.
What about yourself?
So here's the funny thing, right? It's such a small world we live in. The two things that I put here, well, I should say, for starters, I forgot about the exploding block that, like, kills the space pirate and then he falls flat on his face. And, like, had I remembered that would have been one of the things I put here. But, like, the two things that I wrote down were, one, reading space pirate entries and you and me dunking on the space pirates.
Yup.
And two, I'm back with the milk.
Yes! Yes!
The exact... We were, like, nearly the same person for most of this game.
Yeah, we were Samus Aran.
And we were back with the milk. I suppose also, like, just to give a different answer, another fun part of the game was just, like, all throughout the Chozo ruins when, like, we'd see the war wasps and we were just like, bees!
Yeah.
That also was something that made me smile, but no, this was such a fun experience. And, like, dare I say, also, like, kind of a healing experience for me, too. I'll talk about it when we get to the final thoughts, but, I think that actually does cover everything we have listed, like, favorites-wise, so...
Yeah.
Since I am the one showing the game to you, I will cover my final thoughts on the game first, and then we'll have you bring us home.
Okay.
So, to talk about, like I was alluding to, why this was such a healing experience for me, was the fact that we tried to do this years ago. And, like, I acknowledge that, like, at the time that we were doing that, like, life was so rough for both of us. And, like, I really just wanted to, you know, share this experience that I had with this game that I really liked, but, like, you were just so dang tired and everything, and we couldn't make it happen. And I just felt so bad that, like, I couldn't share a thing that I liked, and, like, just the opportunity wouldn't present itself. So, like, it makes me so happy that, like, we did get to do this, and we had so much fun doing it. And to actually, like, just kind of get, like, my last thoughts out about the game itself, like, this game does a lot with a little, in a way that's, like, pretty impressive. Like, it takes the daunting prospect of, like, you know, like, doing a big, like, adventurous first-person game, which is not something Nintendo usually did, and it just, like, really eases the player into it. And just, like, making the focus of the game, like, exploring and figuring out the world was, like, I feel like it's integral to why this game is so good, because, like, people often want, like, big action from Metroid, and, like, I agree that, like, Metroid does need its big action moments, but, like, I feel like there needs to be the balance between, like, the action and the downtime, and I think Prime really does that well by, like, prioritizing the downtime, and then you get to those like big action moments, and that like makes it more exciting. And also like the fact that it's like the first half of the game is more about exploring, and then the back half of the game is more about the action. I really like that. But yeah, I think that covers like pretty much everything I have to say about about this wonderful game. So when you are ready, take it away.
6 seconds later. Nah, for me, this also was kind of in the same vein for me, because like, much like when we played Super Metroid for the first time, this just felt like a fun road trip. Like we were laughing and joking, and again, like I a part of me was worried that this came off as like, because I was still tired this time, too, and like there were sections where like we'd die and we'd have to backtrack and do stuff, and I kind of would like be like, I'm just gonna look at my phone because I already know that area or whatever. But like, we had so much fun with this game. We laughed so dang much, and more than anything, I'm glad that I finally got to experience it, so that I could see like why this game is considered a classic. Like now I have that perspective, and I'm like, yeah, no, I totally get it. I get why people like this game. And this remake, even with a few of like the issues that it has, that I'm like, I wish there were more save points. I wish that, that Ridley fight weren't as brutal as it was, but like, it's so good. This remake is, when I think of like a game getting a remake, this is what I want. Because it's the game that like was there when you were younger, but just made to look the best that it can, and I freaking loved it. I had such a good time with this one. I love that I'm a Metroid fan.
Yeah.
It is scary though, because now I'm running out of Metroid games. I'm almost caught up, and it's kind of scary.
Yeah, I mean we've got a few to go still.
Yeah, we still do, and it'll probably be a bit before we get to those, but regardless,
I think Retro did a pretty darn good job with this game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I still don't know if I'd say it's like my favorite Metroid game. Like I love Super and I love Dread. But
yeah, like, Dread still has a piece of my heart, but like I like, again, playing this, I get it.
It's so dang good. All right. Well, I think it's time to tease the next thing that we'll be doing and then wrap up.
Yep. That is correct, sir.
Oh boy, here we go. Next time on Tradin Faves. Even though we failed to escape, let's try this one more time. The burning pits of the underworld oppress, torture, and try us at every step. We can never confidently say what's around the corner, but we can improvise. When given the choice, we could turn back, or we could go it the painful way. And I'll have to go with the painful way. Our next game is Hades. Oh boy, this is going to be an interesting one. Now, you may notice I'm the one doing the teaser here, where we haven't passed the baton back to David yet. And there is a reason for this sudden detour, because neither of us have played Hades before.
It is true.
And the reason that we're doing this one is because the two of us aren't playing this game alone. We're adding a third head to the hellhound that is our podcast. We're completing the Cerberus.
Oh, there it is.
You see what I did there?
I did. Oh, genius.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a guest for our next episode. A very passionate fan of Hades is going to show this game to us. And so because of that, you're gonna want to check out this next episode. And then afterwards, we will properly get to the next game that David wants to show me. I appreciate very much your patience in allowing us to take this detour.
Yeah, you know, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. It's fine. Listen, if it were any other game other than Hades, I might be like, oh man, like, I want to get to my game. But like, I'm like, you know what? For Hades, this game looks sick. I can wait a game. I am curious to learn and know more about this game. Like, it's been on my radar for a while.
Yeah, I'm really excited to get to this one. I've heard so many good things about it.
Right on.
All right, well, that wraps us up for this episode. We completed the podcast. And, like, look at the completion logs. Wait, 99% on the logbook? Oh, we forgot the Ice Shriek bats. Oh, we're going to have to restart the whole recording now.
Oh, no.
Because we can't go back and get it. Oh, man, I'm so sorry. Beautiful. All right, let's have you start recording in... Oh, my internet whacked out when I was trying to tell you to start recording. That's good. I hope that happens the entire night. All right. I will have... There it goes. See ya!
Just watching the quality just turn into a fully baked potato. But with, like, no sour cream, no butter, no garnish, not even the tin foil. Just a potato on fire.
I don't know how, but somehow this is Trump's fault. Somehow. Everything is in this year.
Somehow, Palpatine came back.
Oh my goodness. That delay! That delay was awful!
It was?
This isn't gonna work. It's a very big delay. Here's what I think I'm gonna do. Don't stop the recording.
Okay.
I'm going to hang up on Discord. And then, like, unplug my Ethernet cable And just like let the computer sit with no internet for a second and then re-plug it in.
I gotcha.
All right. Be right back.
Okay. Have fun. And now I'm alone.
Fire Emblem Heroes.
I'm very funny. Actually, I shouldn't do this because that might get you copyright claimed. I can't wait for you to edit this and then just hear that. Oh, man. The things I do when I am not around you.
This sucks.
Yeah, it does. Like, it's working now.
The powers that be hate me. Yeah, it works until it just decides not to work.
Until it decides to not work.
And then it, like, cuts out your audio. And it's usually when I ask you a question is when it decides to stop working.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. You cannot include what I'm about to say in the bloopers.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Okay, but what if I did include that?
But what if you didn't? I guess I'm just the biggest loser on the beach. Big Larry came
They buried me in the sand and forgot me.
That one is especially painful. It's just like, especially because he's as big as he is.
Yeah.
Like, how do you not notice that, like, hey, where's our biggest guy?
I think that might be the implication, that they did it on purpose.
Why is it whenever we're like, let's record an episode, I'm like, why am I just suddenly not funny?
Well, in my opinion, you're very funny, but it's just like the most disgusting bodily issues, just like, now!
Fire all the nukes!
Disintegrate this man from the inside out.
My current favorite phrase to use is the demons inside, they wish to escape. My inner demons.
It's just like whenever something melts from being hit by the plasma beam, and it just like vaporizes.
Perfectly cut screams. But it's perfectly cut burps. What?
Why?
I don't know, dude. Look, I had a long day today.
But we gotta try anyway.
I only promised to try.
That's all a man can promise.
What is a man?
Alright. Can I go?
Yes.
Miserable pile of Metroids. Alright.
You can't say things like that and then be like, alright, now I'm starting. Why am I like this? What is wrong with me?
You are the co-host of my choosing. I wouldn't have nothing if I didn't have you.
Aw. Probably have a better show.
If I was a rich man with $1 million or two, you're agreeing with it. Anyway, I'm sorry.
How about you put that thing back where it came from, or so help me?
So help me. Okay. I promise no more quips. I'm gonna start.
None. I swear the buffet is closed.
You need to stop quipping too.
I'm sorry. This is the energy I'm bringing to the episode. Every time we hit record, I'm just like, what's the stupidest thing I can say right now?
Like, not one where they... That's a motorcycle. Not one with...
I'm glad we didn't get an internet dip when that motorcycle drove by.
Oh, we've got one now. There are two things we get here. Bees? Freaking motorcycle. There are two things we
and
get
motorcycles.
Here. Shut up.
I'm sorry. The lag ruined my joke.
Yeah, it did. I agree with whatever you said, even though I didn't hear it.
Oh boy, that was like a 15-second pause I gave you.
It was like a 20-second pause to me because it's specifically like cutting off only when you start speaking.
This episode is so scuffed. Capitalism.
The bars went down right as soon as you started talking about the game.
I hate your internet.
I don't know.
What if we each record our own audio and then we just like Frankenstein it together?
That's already kind of what's happening. But our last area before we get to the final area is... There's a lot of sirens outside. I'm gonna wait for the police to pass by my house before speaking.
Yo, you guys talking about Metroid?
No fun allowed.
Can we be guests?
There's a fire truck.
Dude, it's so loud. Like, I can hear it on my end.
This freaking fire department. They just cross out the sign. It's been 0 days since was on fire.
If you keep that, you're gonna have to censor it.